Hello everybody on the internet. Now this is a spoiler-free review, so if you haven't seen the movie, don't worry, there are going to be no spoilers. You can watch this review. The Batman is yet another Batman movie, and is the first DC movie of the year. And I was hyped for this because this is the first time that I could experience a Batman movie cinematically. But honestly, I loved this movie a little bit less than I thought I would, but I still loved it, don't get me wrong. Since there have been so many other Batman movies, Matt Reeves made all the right decisions with handling this movie. His vision is so unique and detailed. This is not an origin and doesn't redo things that have already been done, and is very comic faithful. I love all the influences of The Long Halloween and Year One, and yes, this is the darkest Batman movie yet. This is a comic book Batman, but is as grounded as a comic book Batman can possibly be. I do prefer Batman in a full scope comic book world like the Arkhamverse, and this is a noir detective story, which is great to finally get in a Batman movie. This plot was so intelligent and so engaging. I really felt like I was with Batman following him through this mystery. And of course, this is nearly 3 hours long, but it didn't feel like it to me. It's the right length, the depth of this story needed every minute. But this is a very complex movie, so I'm positive that I will like it more after I see it again. Robert Pattinson proved he is the best live-action Batman. His Batman voice is perfect, and there are so many freaking awesome Batman moments. And finally, we get a Batman movie where he doesn't kill anyone. Instead of an origin story, we get a story of discovery. Bruce learning what the Batman is meant to be. And it really gets down to the gritty details of how being Batman affects him. He makes mistakes, and he's not a flawless fighter either, but he's still very competent. I freaking love that Batsuit and the amount of gadgets he has and how he uses them. Bruce is so dark and rageful and reserved in this. And I was so impressed by how much Robert Pattinson can convey through just his eyes. And what's interesting is that we didn't get a lot of Bruce Wayne in this, because he's so committed to being Batman. So I want more Bruce Wayne in a sequel. I really liked Andy Serkis's Alfred. There's a warmth to him and also a hardness. And there are some great light-hearted moments between him and Bruce. But Alfred had a much smaller role than I thought. So I want to see more Alfred. Jeffrey Wright was really good as Gordon. He's one of the only good people in Gotham and trusts Batman. I really love their dynamic. Working together through the mystery was awesome. Selina Kyle was a standout. We really see where she comes from in this world and how she's tied to the plot. And even though she's not really Catwoman yet, Zoe Kravitz really pulls off the Catwoman attitude and the look. Zoe and Robert have good chemistry. Their characters really bring out something in each other. Paul Dano perfectly performed this very different, much darker and scary Riddler. Even though this Riddler is more of a serial killer, he still had a familiar Riddler energy. And wow, the riddles are so intelligent. And he was a great villain, he felt unstoppable. But I really do prefer the classic comic Riddler, like what we get in the Arkham games. And Paul Dano could also play that Riddler. Colin Farrell, under that unbelievable makeup, played the Penguin perfectly. All his scenes are great. I love how this movie sets up the Rogues Gallery. I was impressed that the trailers showed nothing of Carmine Falcone, so I didn't know what to expect. But John Turturro's Falcone was so accurate. He had a great presence in every scene. This easily has the best Batman movie action. Some epic brutal moves in there. But it's not the best action ever made, of course. And the cinematography was stunning. Every shot felt like a Batman artwork, and felt so intense. And I have to mention Michael Giacchino's music. It was amazing, so distinct, tonally perfect, and I love how it was used in certain moments. But I think Danny Elfman's Batman music will always be the best. So The Batman is not my favorite Batman story, and nothing in it is the best version of the Batman mythos that we've ever gotten, but this is the best Batman movie ever. I'm going to have to give it a 9 out of 10. Matt Reeves did an amazing job, and I can't wait for the rest of this trilogy because there's so much more that needs to be done with these characters and this world. So, have you seen The Batman? What did you think of it? Did you like Robert Pattinson as Batman? What do you want from the rest of this trilogy? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.